I had the opportunity to playtest Lost Eidolons, Veil of the Witch, which included an in-progress prologue, Act 1 in full, and a partial Act 2. This game is a spin-off of their series Lost Eidolons, and is a tactical role-playing game mixed with roguelike elements. A combination I don't think I've ever seen before. Want to learn more about this game? You're in luck. Let's talk about today's playtest pickup. The combat of this game is very easy to understand, especially when you've played games like Fire Emblem or XCOM before. Everything is grid-based with characters only being able to move so many spaces. When combat comes along, it follows a weapon triangle. Something is always better against something else. The most satisfying thing in these types of games are when critical hits happen, changing the tides of battle. Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch has an undo mechanic, which I can honestly say I appreciate wholeheartedly. As someone who is prone to making mistakes and wanting to always keep every unit I have alive, this mechanic is a lifesaver. Any wrong move made can be undone with just a few presses of a button, and this has pretty much saved a few runs for me. There is also what seems to be a relationship builder in this game that you can access every time you come back to the main camp. Admittedly, this is not something I focused too much on during my playthrough of the playtest, but it was something I made note of. I really enjoyed the mechanic when I played Fire Emblem Birthright years ago, so I can only imagine how much that mechanic has evolved since 2016. Sorry, Ocean Drive, I promise to be better when I talk about the full game sometime in the future. The world of Lost Eidolons, Veil of the Witch, can be bleak and dull, but with this game, I see nothing wrong with that, honestly. It makes sense with the story, as the island you find yourself on is inhabited by the dead, so no wonder everything looks a bit barren. Other than that, I really like the locations I found myself in during my handful of runs. The music of this game is probably one of my highlights I made note of during my playthrough. There was just something about it that I really enjoyed, I just couldn't really place my finger on it. The music honestly had no right to go as hard as I thought it did, but it's not something that I'm going to complain about. Instead, it's something I want more of. It's something I can see myself listening to as I work on these types of videos. My one and only complaint I have about this game though is that it does feel a bit lifeless during dialogue. And don't get me wrong, I fully understand that this game is in beta and things could be changed in the future. Just during my time in this game, I did find myself wanting to skip the dialogue in order to reach the combat faster. I know voice acting isn't always a possibility in video games, but things such as sighs or grunts can invoke life into otherwise silent dialogue. In full transparency, it took me a few days to fully know how I felt about this game. Something about it wasn't clicking at first, but I didn't know what it was. And to me, it wouldn't really be fair to make a video about this game if I didn't try it again. So I did, and man did it click. I don't know what changed in 48 hours to make me want more of this game, but I'm not going to question it in the slightest. Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch is a game that I feel like you should check out and wishlist, because I know I'll be grabbing this game sometime in the future.